this video very quickly because I need the loo. Hey! Hi guys, I'm back again after a little bit of a break. I'm reviewing Mortal Engines by Phillip Reeve. I got recommended it to me probably about a week ago or so from a colleague, and was excited to hear about it because it turns out that Peter Jackson is making it into a film and I had no idea about this whatsoever. Yes, one of my colleagues who knows me well enough to know that this is my sort of thing recommended it to me, and it was published in 2001, so it kind of came around the same time that Harry Potter was being published and the films were starting to come out, and Lord of the Rings was starting to be was published, sorry, but the films were starting to come out, and you know, there was a lot more of a trend of these fantastical films with sort of a morality to them, etc. I love the characters in the book so much. I really love when characters are sassy but have a bit of morality to them. That is what Hester is. She's one of the protagonists in this book. She's not the main character, but she's like the secondary main character. You've got Tom and you've got Hester, and then all of these other sort of secondary characters around them. They are pursued by Valentine, who was Hester's master at one point. I'm trying to remember this because I haven't read the book in about a week and trying to remember all the details. Yeah, so Valentine is Tom's master, he is his apprentice, and they are attacked by Hester right at the beginning of the book, and that's when Tom and Hester end up working together to find out what went on and what the sort of discrepancy is. I get a little bit lost in books like this. I don't remember all the details of it. I'm a little bit like it with Lord of the Rings in that I don't remember all of the lore, I don't remember all the detail of it, but I just get so wound up, I get so engrossed in the idea of how beautifully written all of the scene is for this book. I love the idea that it's all sort of neo-Victorian, steampunky, futuresque kind of thing, but it has an element of sort of reality in the sense that, you know what, it's almost very similar in the Harry Potter sense in that you could believe that this version of the universe exists, except for there are some parts of it that you just think, could it happen? Could it be real? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. You believe so much that Tom and Hester do exist, and you want to believe in them, and you want to believe in their successes and stuff. As I said, it's a very sort of like morally engrossed book, and you do sort of get towards the end of it as well. You get a sense of like there is no baddies or goodies. People do right and wrong things throughout the whole book, throughout the whole series. It's a 4-part series, and it just challenges you as a human being. It doesn't matter that the world that they're in is magical and fantastical. What matters is that they are challenging these things that are happening and making the best of it that they can. I am really looking forward to this becoming a film, if you can't already guess by my excitement. I had a couple of girls come to the teen section of the bookshop the other day, and from how they were talking, how they were discussing books and stuff, they seemed like they were really into sort of fantasies, or like I want to say old school fantasy. I want to say that the book is very sort of old school fantasy-esque, if that makes any sense. It's the kind of books that I grew up with when I was in my pre-teens, early teens, and it's the kind of books that I remember really well, and I think, why wasn't there more of that for me to read at that age? Why didn't I read more of that kind of stuff at that age? And I think it's just purely down to, once you hit a certain age, at school they just provide sort of chick litty kind of things and stuff that you have to read as part of being at school, and I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit. But no, this is a 4-part series, and there are 9 or so books within the same universe. I think I got that right. My only kind of thing with it really is that I can see an element of cheesiness is going to be brought to it, I think, because there are some lines in it that are beautifully written and really lovely and really poignant stuff, but it's almost like that was almost written to be a really cheesy line in a film, but I can understand why it was written, and it reminds me of the old school way that books used to be written when I was younger, was that you had these really cheesy sort of like 90s late noughties sort of lines in it, which, you know, the audience already understands what the concept of this book or this film is. They already understand what the moralities of it is, but they have to reinforce it even more. So like a tiny bit like at the end of a Disney film when it's just like, friends are always important, you know, it just felt a bit like that, and I was like, oh, you know, but you know what, it was the era that the book was written in, so I can gloss over that entirely. But yes, I am looking forward to this coming out as a film. Huzzah! Looking forward to it. If anyone in the comments has got any suggestions for books that I can put towards book club, that would be amazing, because as much as I control the internet and try and find as many teen books as possible, there may be another gem in the depth of someone's bookshelf that they might be able to suggest to me. As always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!